Hello, thank you for stopping by my kitchen. It's lovely to see you as always. Today I've been making these delicious coffee and walnut cupcakes. They're delicious little cupcakes with coffee in and ground walnuts in the actual sponge. Then a delicious coffee buttercream topping. And on top of that, a piece of walnut, and the walnuts were toasted, so they taste delicious. Here's how I made them. To begin with, we need to put our oven on 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we need to put some of these little paper cases on a baking tray, or you can make them in muffin trays. Just set that aside. Next, we need to cream 4 ounces or 100 grams of soft butter. And to this, we're going to add gradually 4 ounces or 100 grams of caster sugar. In my jug I have 2 eggs, and I'll just give those a whisk. And we'll add them gradually to the creamed mixture, but only a little at a time, otherwise it'll curdle. Just scrape the mixture down from the sides occasionally, just so it all gets incorporated. There, that's what the mixture looks like when it's ready to take the flour, much lighter in colour. So just set this aside for a moment, and what I'm going to do is add my walnuts to my flour. Here I have 1 ounce of walnuts, and I've ground these quite well. And I just want to add them to the flour before we put the flour in, just to mix them. Now we'll sieve this in here. And the smaller pieces are going through, but the bigger pieces won't. We'll just put those in afterwards, but we still need to sieve the flour. Some of the pieces of walnuts are going through. Of course, this is personal preference. If you like larger pieces of walnuts, just put them in without putting them in the flour, but put them in at the same time as you put the flour in, if you see what I mean. I'm trying to work some of my walnuts through here, because I did do them very fine and they were clumping, which is why I put them in with the flour. And they're going through quite finely now. There. In this jug I have 3 teaspoons of instant coffee mixed with 3 tablespoons of boiling water. And I mixed this earlier so it cooled down, and we want 2 tablespoons in this mixture, and we'll save 1 tablespoon for the topping. And we'll just fold this through. I've used instant coffee today because I do find using instant coffee gives a bit more colour to the cake. You don't get as much colour if you use ordinary coffee. But you can use ordinary coffee, that's up to you, it's your choice. There, that's coming up quite nice. Let's just scrape this little bit off here. It's got a bit of the coffee on, and that will streak if it's not mixed in properly. There. Give it another quick fold. So now all that's left to do is fill the paper cases. I have 15 on my baking sheet, and 3 there. This should make 18 cupcakes. fill this spare 3. And then we'll just go around. Once these are full, we'll go around and put the extra on top of what we've got already. I can see there's a few there that aren't really full up enough. This one in particular. And that one. There, that's about as even as I can get them. And then they'll just go in the oven and they'll bake for about 15 minutes. They've now had their full 15 minutes and I'm just going to put them on a wire rack to cool down. And then we'll make the buttercream icing. To make the buttercream icing, cream 2 ounces or 50 grams of butter. And this needs to be soft butter. To this we need to sieve 4 ounces or 100 grams of icing sugar. Try and get this a little mixed before turning your mixer on, otherwise we're going to get loads of icing sugar clouds. And just scrape down the sides now and again just to make sure we're getting all the icing sugar from the sides of the bowl. To this I'm going to add the remaining tablespoon of coffee. That should be enough, but we'll see how the colour goes. I might add a little more if it's not dark enough. I'm going to give that a little mix too before putting the whisk on. I'm just going to give this a little taste to see whether we need to add more icing sugar, more coffee. You'll be able to tell. Well, that's just about perfect. Lovely, delicious. Just give it a little bit more whisk. So some of these are done already because my camera gave out, but it's working again now. So I shall explain to you again how to put this topping on. So just put a dollop on the top, swirl it around, and this is 1/4 of a walnut I'm putting on the top of each, but you can put just pieces on if you wish. Entirely up to you. So about that much on a knife. Swirl it around, and the walnut on the top. Of course, if you want to, you can pipe this on, but this lovely butter icing is a gorgeous coffee colour, and I really don't think it needs piping. Just a swirl looks nice. At this point, I can't remember if I've told you that the walnuts were roasted. So before this morning, I put the walnuts, I had a 100-gram pack of walnuts, and I just put them on a baking sheet and toasted them in the oven, 150 degrees Celsius, for about 10 minutes. Then I got them out and left them just to cool, and it gives them a nicer flavour. They're not so bitter. And then of course I took 1 ounce of them to put in the cake and using the pieces for the top. Oh, this is the perfect amount. Look at this. That was lucky. Delicious. As always, the ingredients are in the description. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.